of my most requested videos this holiday season was to share what my kids got for Christmas, or what we bought our kids for Christmas. And it wasn't in my plan to share this kind of video because I didn't think a lot of people actually cared. But the amount of requests that I got, I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna try and throw this in as a bonus video. So let me go grab those gifts. The only way we have managed to keep these hidden is by storing them in grocery bags so that they don't go snooping. This trick actually works really well, especially if you have a home where your kids know every nook and cranny. Like, there's no spot in our house where we can hide things. This is the way to go. I realize this looks like a lot, but it's just a lot of bigger, bulkier things. I guess maybe I should go through this first. Okay, I think I've got a good grip on everything. There's always, like, we've got 3 kids to shop for, so I need to keep a running list on my phone, otherwise I just get completely scatterbrained and can't remember what we all got. But I've got it sorted into piles. There are a number of things that have not yet come. We've ordered them, they're on their way, but they're not here yet. So I'm gonna have to show pictures for those ones instead. We finally have now settled and decided on the gifts that we are giving this year. I'm the kind of person who just, like, I want it to be perfect. I love gift giving. So then I start to overthink things and I second guess some of the things that I buy, and I return and buy new things, and we don't have a system in place. I've watched a number of these videos where people are like, we buy like a book and something to wear and like an educational thing, and they have like 4 different categories that they buy. We've never done that, although I do love that idea. But what we've always done and what we've grown up with is our parents, or we, have a budget and we stick to that budget. Whatever we can get for our kids in that budget is what we get. I do like to try and find a few things that are on their list, a few things that they really, really want. And I do try to find some more educational type things as well, things that are more than just a exciting moment toy, but things that'll be exciting and intriguing to them all year long. I try to be very particular about stuff like that. I don't like to buy a lot of like plasticky, blinky, in your face, noisy toys for that reason, because I find that those toys are very overstimulating. They are obsessed with them for the first half an hour. They love them, and then they get bored of them, they set them aside, they never come back to them again. So I really like to be very particular and intentional with what we do bring into our home. I want whatever we gift to be something that they will use all year long. So with that being said, why don't we start with the big together gifts? So most years we really like to get them one bigger gift, something that they can all play with together that's a little bit more expensive. One year we got the nugget for them. That has been such a huge hit. This year we got a ball pit. This is from Gather. It is stunning. It is beautiful. I got it without the padded mat underneath. That was a lot cheaper that way. There is a bottom on this, and it folds up really, really small so that it's easy to store away. I just think they are going to love this so very much. So I'm going to set this up, have it sitting right in front of the Christmas tree on Christmas morning. I'm gonna fill it up with balls. I think I got 4 of these, and I think that should be enough to fill up the ball pit, but we just got these from Walmart, so if we need more, we can always pick up more. So it's gonna bring so much fun over the next year for all of them. And then we did get them one other thing together. We bought them a little pack of pop-up lanterns. There's 3 in here, so there'll be 1 for each child. We do like to buy more practical things, and this is very practical. They love just like pretending that they're around a campfire. If one kid wants to go to sleep, but the other one still wants to read books, and they've got a lantern to use for light, and honestly, I think this is going to be a huge hit. It's so simple and practical, but they're gonna love it. Okay, moving on to my biggest kid, little Miss Eloise. She has a number of things on her list, but the number one thing she always talks about is books. Just books. She is a huge bookworm and I love that. So I did manage to thrift a couple of books. I got Where the Wild Things Are. I've heard so much about this one, and then I managed to find some I Can Read little critter books. These are the My First Reading level. So the very beginners, you should be able to read these by Christmas time, or at least like start to read them. We can read them together. I'm hoping this will really encourage or continue to encourage a love for reading. I'm a huge fan of thrifting books. It is so much cheaper, and for myself, I walk into a bookstore and I just get incredibly overwhelmed because there's so much to look at and I don't even know where to begin. So I do try and thrift as much as I can, and I'm still on the hunt for a few more books for her just because that's like the #1 thing on her list, and really you can never have too many books. Next up is one that she does not know about. It's not on her list, but I know she's going to love this. We got her a sushi set. She loves sushi and she loves play food. Like, that is her big thing that she loves so much. So I did manage to find this. It was one of the last ones in stock at the time, so I'm glad I scooped it up when I did. This one is a bit more pricey. I would say this is her biggest gift, or most expensive, but it comes with like all these little toppings for the sushi. There's little rice chunks and then Velcro strips that you can wrap around that acts as the nori, and then you can put your little toppings on top. Like, make your own sushi. She is going to love this so much. Now, play food was #1 on our list. We did end up scooping these when they were on sale. We bought a few sets of food from Cocoa Village. We got like the desserts one. These are cupcakes that you can also customize and put together. There's little donuts. We also got a couple of the other sets, I think the candy set and the meat set, but we're actually going to be handing this over to Zach's parents to be gifting them at Christmas time. Just the way things worked out, things kind of got moved around a little bit. So we did buy these, but Zach's parents are going to gift these to them. The second bigger gift that Eloise is getting is, again, a more practical gift. She's getting a craft caddy. We bought this caddy off of Amazon last night, actually. Again, things got mixed around. There was like miscommunication with my parents and we had to like return something. Anyway, we ordered this craft caddy and I'm gonna go to the Dollarama and I am just going to fill it up with all of the little crafting supplies, everything that her little artist heart could ever want. She's a lot like me. This is something I would have obsessed over as a kid, and I just know it's gonna be a hit. Then we got a couple smaller things for her as well. We got some calico critters for her. She has some of these and some doll furniture, but not a lot. So I want to fill up her little dollhouse with furniture like this. Realize this furniture fits in her dollhouse really well. So we're gonna start collecting these for her. We found the kitchen island set. I'd love to find more sets like this for her. There's so many cute little pieces in there and she loves that. And then we got the little bunny family, because she has little bunny babies, so I thought that would just be a nice little addition to her dollhouse. My kids love role play so much. Their dress-up box is so well loved and used. So we got some additions to their dress-up box. A little princess dress for her. This is the only one that I could find that fit her. Again, this is something that I thrift. I hardly ever buy dress-up clothes brand new because they're a lot more expensive new. You can find them so cheap at the thrift store, and there's usually a lot of options. So I'm gonna continue hunting. I'm hoping to maybe find like some princess gloves or other like princessy things, maybe another dress. And last but not least, we want to scoop up something a little bit more educational for the kids. This was actually on her Christmas list. She saw this in a catalog, I think from Amazon, and she really wanted it. So this is the National Geographic Geodes kit. She gets to smash open 2 geodes, and this just, you know, one of those fun things that we can do together, a little more educational, but also really fun for her to open, especially since it was also on her Christmas list. Oh, there's one more thing for Eloise that I completely forgot about. It's coming in the mail. It's a Yoto card. So Eloise has the Yoto player, which is basically a screen-free player that plays stories and music, and you can buy these little cards that they just put into the player and then it starts playing. So we have a number of stories and they listen to it all the time. It's also great for traveling with. At Christmas time and birthday time, we love to also gift a Yoto card so that they have more stories to listen to. So we did get a Ramona and Beezus one, I think. Okay, moving on to my middle child, Mr. Theodore. He is really into pretend play, a lot of like dress up and fighting and just boy stuff. He's very like stereotypical boy. He loves that stuff. So we got him some things to go along with that. I realized we kind of have two themes going on with his gifts. The first theme is more of a camping theme. We got him his own little pocket knife. Don't worry, it's not like real. It's very plastic and not sharp, but it has like a fork and I think it has a spoon and a bottle opener and a little like saw. It's got all kinds of stuff on here and I can just see this being one of his little treasures that he carries with him everywhere. I guarantee you he's gonna want to eat with this on Christmas morning. Along with that, he's also getting a little felt campfire. This is one of the first things I wanted to buy for him, but then it sold out at Cocoa Village. It's not gonna be back in time for Christmas. I ended up finding a similar one on Amazon. Again, this is one of the things we ordered last night and it should be here in time for Christmas. He just loves that pretend play, and so I feel like that little fire is gonna go so well with his little lantern and the pocket knife, and they'll have so much fun with that. That fireplace is one of his bigger gifts, and the other bigger gift is this. I found this at HomeSense. This is number one on his wish list, I think. He always talks about it and brings it up. This is actually the same brand as the pocket knife, which I didn't realize, but he's gonna love this so much. We ended up going to the thrift store and he actually saw all these things and he kind of picked them out and he was getting really excited about them. So we quickly snuck them to the till and bought them before he saw. This is probably gonna be way too big for him for now, but he'll grow into it. He's got a night helmet and some armor. That one also came with a cape. Then we got him another cape. This one's a lot nicer actually. He loves the Hulk. Like, the Hulk is his favorite character. He doesn't even really know who the Hulk is, but he loves the Hulk. So we got him a Hulk cape. If you've watched any of our vlogs, you know he loves his cape. So he's gonna be thrilled when he sees this on Christmas morning. It's like so simple, you know? The things that kids want are so simple. And then we found him a little armor suit. I can just picture him wearing this all the time. And it's perfect because it has a spot for a sword. This sword we bought at a completely different store. It was kind of like a souvenir that we bought it for him, and we thought, you know what, let's save it for Christmas. It's like it was meant to be. How cute is that? He's gonna love it so much. Let's see, make sure I'm getting everything. We did get him a Yoto story as well. We got him one with superheroes. It's like a 5-minute superhero one. And then he's also been showing a lot more interest in books, which is fantastic. Books is something that we make sure we buy with like every birthday and every Christmas. Found him an I Spy book. Pretty much whenever I see an I Spy book at the thrift store, oh no, it's broken. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. But I always scoop these up because they are so good. He loves looking at all the little things. And then I did actually order him a book off of Amazon. It's called Some Bugs, and we got it from the library couple months ago, and he doesn't stop talking about it. It's his favorite book, so we got him his own. And then lastly, something more educational. We got a National Geographic kit for him as well, but it's the Dino Fossil Dig kit. His favorite things are dinosaurs and superheroes, and he talks about dino digs all the time. So this is definitely up his alley. Okay, now moving on to William. William is so hard to shop for because he's a baby, and anything that a baby could possibly want or need, we already have. The biggest thing that he's getting is this big wooden barn. This is actually the discontinued Melissa and Doug horse stable, but it opens up. These doors move. There's other doors on the side that open and close. I do need to give it a little scrub, but there's also like a fence that he can set up, and I thought this would just be really nice to go with his farm animals that he got last year. Again, last year we didn't know what to get him, so we ended up just buying him like some heirloom toys, some nice wooden farm animals, and so I thought this would be great to go along with that. He doesn't really play with them yet, but then again, I just didn't know what else to buy for him, so he'll grow into it. The next thing I found was at HomeSense. It is this ferry boat 3-piece set. So it's got like the ferry boat, it's got a couple of cars in there, and I thought this would be great just to play with like outside in the sandbox in summertime, or in the bathtub, or wherever. He loves cars, and I figured like if he can play with this in the bathtub, that's pretty cool. Bath toys are always a good idea. This next one might seem a little bit silly, but he's honestly gonna love it. Again, I found this one at HomeSense. HomeSense had fantastic toys. This is another one of his more expensive gifts, but it is a basket on wheels with a handle. He can pull it around. He loves pushing things and pulling things. He actually accidentally saw this at one point, and he did not want me to take it away. He was dragging it with him everywhere. He didn't want to let go. So I know he's gonna love this, and he can carry all of his little things around, and this is totally up his alley. William loves music. Whenever he hears anything that even resembles a beat, he starts dancing. He loves it. So we found him this little electric keyboard. It plays songs, and you can also like play the notes like a keyboard. I can see him loving this one so much. It's probably gonna drive us insane, but it'll be worth it. The one thing of his main gifts that has not yet come in for William is a board book set. But instead of like Paw Patrol or whatever, it has Bible stories. He's starting to show a lot of interest in like opening books himself, and so these little board books are the perfect size for his little hands, and yeah, I think that was the perfect book gift for him. Okay, that covers the gifts that they're going to discover under the tree. Now moving on to stockings. So when it comes to stockings, we try not to buy a lot of little trinketry that's just going to get thrown away. Try to be a little bit more intentional. We put things in there like snacks. I love putting crafting stuff in there, coloring stuff. Also sensory things like Play-Doh or kinetic sand. Probably go and pick up some of that stuff yet just to fill it up a little bit. But other than that, we did buy a few small toys. First up are these little claws. The kids are gonna love these so much. These little robot claws. I think I got these off of Amazon. They always take the tongs out of my kitchen drawer. I thought this might be a more fun alternative for them than taking my tongs. These are supposed to be like little souvenirs, but then we thought, you know what, let's just save them for Christmas stockings. There's a little dinosaur transformers, and we were kind of thinking like this would be the perfect van toy, something that they can fiddle with and play with and be imaginative with in a vehicle. We were in the mall the other day, and the kids saw these, and I'm like, this is so cool. This is another one of those like really practical things, not so much a toy, but they're gonna love it as much as any toy. So these are little chopsticks, or like training chopsticks. There's a shark and there's a dinosaur. My kids love sushi, and they love like trying to practice chopsticks. This will be perfect, especially since Eloise is getting a sushi set. Pez dispensers, a classic. Eloise got a Moana, Theo got a Batman, and then extra candies for them as well. Picked up something called liquid lava putty. I don't know, apparently my mother-in-law had this at her house, and Theo thought it was the greatest thing in the world. He carried it around with him all day. So we got him a glow-in-the-dark one, and Eloise got a glitter sparkle pink one. We picked up a big thing of bath bombs, and then we'll just put a couple in each of their stockings. These are our favorite. I actually get them at Once Upon a Child. I believe they're also made in Canada, which is pretty cool, but inside of them there's a little sponge. So once they're all like dissolved in the water, they get this little sponge, and it's fun. This is another thing we really like putting in stockings. Same with Band-Aids. Again, like practical things that won't take up space long term, but they get so excited about it. See, this is one of those things that I would never have purchased, but he saw somebody with one of these battle brawler ball things and he has not stopped talking about it. Like he says, for Christmas, I want one of these things. And so we picked up one for his stocking, a little green dinosaur one. For Eloise, we'll probably put like some hair clips in her stocking. And then you may have realized there's not a whole lot for William here. He's a baby. He doesn't play with the Play-Doh or eat a lot of candy. So like for him, it's a bit different. So I did end up just buying him like some little slippers because he loves shoes. He loves putting on shoes. He always brings his shoes to me and asks me to put them on. So he's got some slippers. And then we got him a little water bottle that looks a lot like mine. The oldest two have the kid version of this one. It's like half the size, looks pretty much the same. And William loves drinking out of their water bottle. So I bought one for him so that he could have one of his own. Oh, another thing we want to stick in their stocking is like a headlamp flashlight thing, you know, like the light that you put over your head, and they've actually been requesting one of those. That was one of the first things they asked for on their Christmas list, is one of those headlamps. So we're gonna find those for their stocking, probably some stickers, and again, like I might try making some Play-Doh, couple snacky things, but that's it for their stocking. And that's it for gifts that we're giving our kids. They are getting some other things from grandparents. They're getting like some Lego, some cars, Eloise getting a doll and accessories, stuff like that. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, what is the one thing you are most excited to gift this Christmas? I have some awesome gift ideas for Zach. We've pretty much finished up Christmas shopping at this point. There are a few things that we need to pick up, but like I said, I love giving gifts. Like this just makes me so happy and excited. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.